Okay, I'm sat with Josh Behr, who's a client of mine, and we've been working together for over a year now, I think, Josh.
Yeah, been a
And
year.
yeah, I think he was actually the first ever client to content on me. So thank you, first of all, for that leap of faith. And we're just going to quickly chat today about where he was before he started working with us, his experience, and what he would say to other people interested in getting involved in the content game. So, first of all, Josh, just to start right at the beginning, going back over a year ago now, where were you currently struggling with content and why did you decide to engage with us?
So I was trying to post and make content through LinkedIn and through Twitter. I knew that historically when I was posting and I had the time to post, I was actually getting clients from that type of posting, but actually trying to come up with the concepts and finding the time to do it and edit and make it look nice and pretty was extremely difficult for me personally and something I struggled with. So I would go on like a 1 week posting spree and then I would disappear for a month and a half and then I would randomly come back. So as I was posting, not really much was happening, but I knew when I did post, that's when I found success in leads coming back in the door. So that was one of the reasons that when I saw you posting about this, I said, let me just take a leap of faith. Let me see what happens if I started posting regularly again and had someone that actually could help me take my knowledge base. And one of the things that I knew that I wanted to work with you is that you were so knowledgeable in the space, especially as a competitor. We were speaking the same language, so I knew you would be able to help me, figure out what to post, what to speak about, and that actually made a world of difference for me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And as you pointed out, I'm so generous. I'm helping you destroy my own company. So that's how much of a nice person I am. But just to walk me through that frustration that you had previously. Why did you struggle to get consistent with it? Was it just a case of deprioritizing it, coming up with the strategies? What were the type of roadblocks that were difficult for you?
So really a lot of it was thinking about what to post. I
Mm,
would look at all these other people posting, whether it was Chase Diamond, Jacob Sappington, and others that were posting consistently. And then I had like a fear of like, what were other people posting? Can I post the same thing? And I think that just really derailed me. And every time I went to go focus on it, I would just quickly go think about client work instead and, kind of just move it away because I didn't want to put the time, the energy, and the proper effort into what it was. And then not only just coming up with the content, then how do I edit the videos and then how do I make it look nice and presentable, were all concerns of mine.
yep, makes perfect sense. That's tends to be what we hear from everybody else. So consistency, time allocation, the actual strategy, and the post production process, right? It's like those three components, really. Yeah. And how has the experience and service been that we've delivered to you? Has it helped you overcome all of them? Just walk me through a little bit about what you liked about it.
So what I liked was, we would, you would give a list of ideas of things to speak about, and then it gave me an opportunity to say like, oh, I can actually talk about these things. Everyone else is, but I also have my own unique point of view on a lot of
Yep.
different topics and sometimes controversial and against others. And, you kind of forced me into some of those hot topics, so to speak. And as I just did more and more content and, felt more comfortable and, in the beginning I would, watch myself in videos and I knew we had to re-record and you were very kind in allowing those things because I just didn't like the way I presented myself or how I sounded or where I was looking even at the camera. Sometimes I was just looking off camera too often because, it was a comfort level. But as I did more of it, it actually felt and became more natural. You obviously and the team learned more of my cadence, how I speak, the things that I speak about. And as that relationship has now developed over the course of the year, I feel like we're just honing in and it continues to get better.
Yeah, that's so common as well, isn't it? And I think going back to what you said, that we've worked with so many people on this, and one of the weirdest things that I see come up over and over again is I'm fearful of posting and putting myself out there, but these people like yourself behind closed doors I've spoke over and over again and delivered expertise to a client, but when it comes to like posting in the public domain, there's just something that like paralyzes people and makes them stop. And I think, as you said, we see that, especially working with yourself and others, like every single month it goes by, you get to learn the client better and like how they want to articulate your certain points. So sort of the inverse of a conventional agency service where you get bored over time. With this, like you feel more and more confident as the months go on.
Yeah, it's wild, especially now as I look back at some of the content that I was posting a year ago versus now. Actually putting a little bit of time, energy, and effort into a little bit of better lighting and a little bit of a better
Yeah.
camera, better microphone, honestly made a world of difference.
Yeah, no, you're right. You get out what you put into it. And just to finish off, Josh, what would you say to people who were in a similar position to you, frustrated with time, deprioritizing it, don't know what the strategy is, but they're on the fence because, maybe they think they should invest in other areas of the business? What would your advice be to these people?
I mean, personally, I think you put the time and the energy and effort into the posting. What I've seen is, so many people do not like, do not comment, do nothing, but then they're coming back to you and mentioning, "Oh, I really like this post." Funny enough, Adam, I just got a message when I went against one of your posts very recently. One of my clients came back to me and said, "Oh, I love that." You went against him, and I didn't agree with what he had to say. So you never know who's actually looking and watching what you're doing, but it definitely pays dividends. I get on calls with people all the time, and they're like, "Oh, I really enjoy your content." Or if I go to meetups and see people in person, and then I'm like, "Well, why can't you just like it so I can feel you want that self gratitude of a like or a comment to feel like that time and energy and effort that you all and money being invested is worthwhile. But what I am seeing that it is actually very worthwhile, and something that I'm happy that I've put my time into.
Yeah, it's so true what you said as well. I think the statistics that I'm aware of is like 70 to 90% of people, especially in certain industries, do not engage at all, or you can't see their engagement. So it's always like that dark social element behind closed doors and Slack channels or coming up to you at events, but they won't comment on things because they know that other people might target them off the back of it. So they just stay in the shadows and consume the content. Sorry. So yeah, I'm happy that you pointed that out. It's so true and something that I've experienced over the years. And yeah, being polarizing is obviously a good way to get traction as well. So good call out there.